EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears.
We play to win. Let's go! Get up! 180! Hey, watch the screen! Watch the screen! Alert! Alert! Yeah.
Now a play fake here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at second down.
Even though that one was incomplete, you could see the training that went into that play. He gets out of the pocket, ends up moving to his right. All he's trying to do, though, extend the life of the play. Keep it alive, hoping someone will pop free.
Was able to take a pretty good shot with a deep ball, but incomplete. And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Kenny Clark make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Eddie Goldman with a sack.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after him early.
After the sack on first down, Rodgers. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Khalil Mack, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long.
Bring up out. Right there, 54 miles. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there. Joker. He's checking. Crash. Mike 5-4. Box it. Over.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Going up top. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Here's Trubisky to throw. He's got Burton here. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. Throwing here, Trubisky. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5.
I'm coming after you.
Now Rodgers. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sack back at the 38. Khalil Mack in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Here's Rodgers to throw. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here's Trubisky. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Trubisky to Gabriel there for a Bears 1st down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll try the left side. Gabriel, and he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 3rd down, Trubisky. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. Caught here by Bell. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry by Bell. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a 1st.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
It's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
This is caught. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Rodgers going to throw. Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go. Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. A pretty big opening there on first down. 8 yards up to the 33. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Brings up second and 2 at the 33-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. The Bears on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. Trubisky will throw. This one into the hands of Burton. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. Now it's Trubisky. Goodwin able to haul it in. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Not only is a slant route really difficult to cover, it's a real staple play for an offense on a 4th down because it's a quick-hitting play. Get the ball in the hands of the quarterback right to the receiver.
And the receiver has to be ready because that thing's coming on a rope. Now it's Trubisky. Open man, Tanner Gabriel. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Now the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Trubisky now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Gabriel. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Play action. It's Trubisky. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Now Trubisky finds his target, Montgomery. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. 1st and 10 right at the 20. On first down, Gabriel. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now Trubisky to throw. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
Now this time Rodgers will throw. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Khalil Mack, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Check right 45. And come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
Here's Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down.
That's track. Check 45.
On play action, Rodgers. And he couldn't hang on. Almost an interception there defensively. Instead, it brings up 4th. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this? Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
Our first update now comes from Atlanta, and it's the NFC champs, the Falcons, that have moved out to an early advantage. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they...
Le'Veon Bell, kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Packers. Le'Veon Bell in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves,
Packer pressure, and down he goes.
You better be ready next.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. Let's go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
and what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. To throw is Rodgers. And that's incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now it's Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Khalil Mack, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. It's taken to the 26. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology.
The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdown, Chicago. James Washington, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are able to cut into that lead. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And this is going to be caught. So they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a 1-score deficit. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
The Packers take over first and 10. Let's go! At their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Watch the safety creep. Switch.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. That's complete. It's Bell. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
What we got? Check 99.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
Blue 58. Stop your running. Challenge.
They'll run on first down. It's Bell. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. 49. Check 49. Out.
Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. After the penalty, it's Bell. Now Bell hit. He lost the football. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively.
Check. Watch safety creep. Safety's run. Wall. Get wall.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. D Ford able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 23. A nice job on the return there. 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Around the NFL, 3rd quarter at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. On first down, Gabriel. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And down to the 29-yard line. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a first down on a gain of 10. He finds his way into the secondary again on this drive. They might want to try getting him down a little closer to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, what do they call that? Third level run. First level being the D-line, and linebacker second level, the secondary the third. When you block it up well and you make the secondary do all the tackling, that will wear on a defense. Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Throwing on second down, Trubisky. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Taylor Gabriel, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now, 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on, and remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
Yeah, my bad.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Throwing is Rodgers. Completes it to Miller. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rodgers is going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
That's caught. It's Malone. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. Rodgers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. This is Bell. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
From just shy of midfield, Rodgers flush to his right. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Packers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down and 4, Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Give the sack to Blake Martinez.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long. And this is Gabriel on the catch. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Open man there is Malone. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That one goes for 30 yards.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. A first carry for Trenton Cannon, and he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Check the backer, check the backer. Watch the eye.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. D Ford in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
Check. Lucky.
Rodgers from the gun, he'll throw. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And it's a touchdown for the Packers.
That's a tough one there defensively because look at the stops they got on 1st and 2nd down, and it's 1st and 2nd and goal. And then on 3rd down, they cover the receivers, but they leave an alley open for him to find, and he does. That is frustrating. You do almost everything right, and he still ends up in the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. On the draw, this will be Freeman. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 1st down for the Bears, a gain of 15. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Freeman again, a 1st down carry. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Bell. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Back to throw. Rodgers. Caught here by Bell. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's J.K. Scott now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Taking it about the 36. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This is Gabriel out on the left side. Oh, no, he lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Keep playing hard all day. Woo! Let's get it.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They run. Devontae Freeman. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down. On the heels of that good carry by Devontae Freeman, here's 1st and 10. Flushed out right. Got an open man, it's Washington. And down inside the 15 he goes. A Chicago 1st down there on a gain of 11. They'll look to throw. Now he's got it. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another 1st down. Well, Charles, exciting to the very end. That's what we just saw in this game. Final play there, had it in the red zone, but anytime you're outside of the 10, that's tough trying to